Scone. The cake will keep if we don't cut into it.
I'm only trying to look after them. It's for their own good.
You do look after them. You're giving the children up. I don't know how you ever manage with all that outwork. Tops arriving in dribs and drabs.
They like to fit their work around other things they have to do. It's understandable, really.
Do they really want bits of leather all over the kitchen table? Tools all over the chairs? All those knives lying about?
Springthorpe's fitting up his new manufactory in 16 machines. What happens if they strike?
They'll starve.
Isn't that just like a woman? Simplicity, simplicity. No, Dorothy, they will not starve. Crump will lead them off to work somewhere else. That is what the Northampton leaders did, and it will be just the same for Stafford. We'll have nobody to get the goods out at all, will we? Ruined.
I met Mrs. Crump this morning.
No, she's worse than he is.
She has a baby now.
She'll be marching down Main Street with all the women of the town behind her before he's even got his hat on.
I had a strange feeling, George, that she was not as cocky as she used to be.
That's what?
Well, I'm not in the frame of mind to lead a march.
You actually spoke to her?
I've tried to. Every hour of the day and night they might have a chance to think for themselves and settle down.
He's a plague! He gets little boys to throw stones at Scrag, you know.
Poor Mr. Scrag. He could tell Miss Dean a thing or two.
Who?
Well, the young lady in charge of the urchins, Miss Dean. She was explaining to me how wonderful the workers are, how noble.
Has she met them?
She saw them march into the market square when Briggs was driving her to the station.
I hope she didn't tell Briggs how noble they are.
She probably urged him to join them.
They throw stones at him too, you know.
I should love to see Miss Dean trying to persuade Briggs to join Tom Crump. She might even do it. She's earnest enough to convince you yourself.
Well, he might not have a job here for much longer. Not if Crump has his way.
Oh, don't worry, brother dear. I'm sure you'll discover a plan. Now, come and eat your scone. He would have coughed up his lungs completely before you managed to get a farm of your own, however hard you worked. You made a noble sacrifice in going into the shoe trade, George, and God has rewarded you for it. You've been brought miles along the road.
There will be miles back.
If a creature like Tom Crump thinks he can force us back, he's very much mistaken.
I've always tried to be fair.
Cake or scone?
These workers, I want them to look on me as their friend.
I'll butter you a scone. The cake will keep if we don't cut into it.
I'm only trying to look after them. It's for their own good.
You do look after them. You're giving them, their children, a party. It is a pity that they do not appreciate it.
They might if it wasn't for Crump. We're losing business to towns every day. Or we could send out complete shoes. If we could send out complete shoes. With him around, it's pointless even to ask.
One does not need to ask. One has the right to conduct one's business in the way one thinks fit.
Dorothy, do you understand anything at all?
Thank goodness the women are more sensible. I don't know how you ever manage with all that outwork. Tops arriving in dribs and drabs.
Well, they like to fit their work around other things they have to do. It's understandable, really.
Do they really want bits of leather all over the kitchen table? Tools all over the chairs? All those knives lying about?
Springthorpe's fitting up his new manufactory for 16 machines. What happens if they strike?
They'll starve.
Isn't that just like a woman? Simplicity, simplicity. No, Dorothy, they will not starve. Crump will lead his men off to work somewhere else. That is what the Northampton leaders did, and it will be just the same for Stafford. We'll have no one to get the goods out at all. We'll be ruined.